Hello, fellow cycling fans, and welcome to my preview of Giro d'Italia 2025 Stage 19 preview. This is a proper mountain test, almost 5,000 meters of elevation gain across 166 kilometers. But before we analyze all that, let's do a quick recap of stage 18. In the end, won by a breakaway. Nico Denz was the strongest of all 30 plus guys in the big breakaway. He managed to get clear some 19 kilometers from the finish and win comfortably 1 minute in front of the secondary breakaway, and then all the guys that were left behind are in that second part of the breakaway, including Wout van Aert and Mats Pedersen and Caden Groves. So all those teams that I predicted yesterday should probably control the stage for a sprint finish. They tried to go on the offensive in the breakaway. However, it backfired, and in the end, Nico Denz wins their first win for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe in this year's Giro. So kinda he salvaged this Giro for them. In the GC, no changes. Obviously, Del Toro still in front of Carapaz, Yates, and G. They are within 2 minutes. Then Caruso, Bernal, Pellizzari, Rubio, Yates, and Storer. In the points classifications, Mats Pedersen all but won this classification today. In the QM, obviously, Fortunato is dominating. Scaroni probably has a safe second place. However, there are a lot of points at offer tomorrow and on Saturday, so probably he needs to go in a breakaway once again to secure his second place, and I think that Astana would really like that. And obviously in the yacht classification we have a bit of a contest between Pellizzari, Pool and Del Toro, but Del Toro still with a comfortable lead of 5 minutes. There was a slight change in the team's classification as now XDS Astana moved into second, but UAE Team Emirates is still comfortably in the lead. So now let's talk about the big thing. Stage 19 from Biella to Champoluc, 166 kilometers across 5 mountain tops. First one is Croce Serra, 11.3 kilometers at 4.6% right off the start. So this is a perfect opportunity for a breakaway to form. They have 11 kilometers of an uphill terrain to form a nice climbers breakaway. Then a small descent before the valley and the hardest climb of the day called Cecore, almost 16 kilometers at 7.7%. However, it crests some 100 kilometers from the finish, so it's really hard to see someone attacking here. However, it is by far the hardest climb in this stage, and it is a perfect opportunity to try and drop all the domestics. I think EF or Ineos should probably try to do something like that. Maybe even Visma Lisa bike with a Kreuzvik and Kelderman. Okay, then another descent and a next first category climb called Saint Pantelon. Another good opportunity to try and attack, and I think that here we will actually see some moves as the top is less than 50 kilometers from the finish. Then a long descent and back-to-back climbs. First one is called the Jus, 15.3 kilometers at 6.9%. Then really small descent before Antagnod, climb 9.5 kilometers at 4.6%, and then 4 kilometers of downhill into the Champoluc. And this is how the stage looks on the map, starting here in Piela, heading west and then north to Champoluc, a mountain ski resort. What about the weather on a Friday in this part of Italy? Well, it is going to be quite nice, 20 degrees Celsius throughout the day. Just a small chance for rain, but hopefully this time the rain misses the riders, and the wind will be 3 meters per second from the south, so that means that in the most part of the stage it will actually be tailwind, so it will be nice for our breakaway and attackers. These are the final 10 kilometer or so, the climb into Antagnod, and then this is descent all the way to Champoluc. What can we expect on a stage like this? Well, obviously, first and foremost, it is a real GC battle. We have four guys aiming for the win, I think. G, Simon Yates, Richard Carapaz, and Isaac Del Toro. UAE Team Emirates, they really need to be on the defensive here with Maika and McNulty. Also Adam Yates. They lost Ayuso today. He was stung by a bee, so he had to abandon. They also already missing J Vine. So two guys down. It will be hard to defend in those mountains against EF Education. First with Cepeda and Steinhauser. It is their day to show why they are here and to help Richard Carapaz distance Isaac del Toro. I think this is a perfect opportunity for Carapaz. High mountains and long climb. This is his forte, and this is where he can win this Giro. Simon Yates, on the other hand, doesn't have that great of a team with Kelderman and Kruijswijk. They don't look to be on form. However, I think they will probably try once again to send them in a breakaway as satellite riders and then help Simon Yates later in the stage rather than attacking from the peloton. Derek G also has Marco Frigo. He should probably try and help him try to go in a breakaway or something. It is a good day for Derek G as well. If he wants to get on the podium, he needs to perform tomorrow. And now moving on to the most exciting part of my video, the bookmakers odds. Before I discuss them and pick my winner of this thrilling stage, please guys don't forget to subscribe. My goal is still 1000 subscribers this year, more than doable. Thank you for doing that. Also hit that notification bell so you never miss a preview in my channel. And the bookmakers, they think that Richard Carapaz is the number one favorite at 2.75, maybe too short, but okay, this time I agree with them. Isaac del Toro in second. Giulio Pellizzari at this value, he is a great option. I think these long climbs suits him perfectly. He is going to attack tomorrow. Be sure about that. Red Bull Bora, Hansgrohe, they are flying in the third week. Martinez, Pellizzari, I expect them to try and do something from afar so I can see Pellizzari winning this stage. Derek G, hard to see him winning, but he will fight like a dog for that podium, maybe even a win. As I said, he just needs to follow the right wheels. Lorenzo Fortunato will be in the breakaway, I think, once again. Wout Poels as well, and then a Romain Bardet. I would honestly love to see him winning the stage, but it is so hard. 5,000 meters of elevation gain. That is a GC battle for sure all day long, and it's hard to see him win. But as I said, it would be very, very nice to see him do. Simon Yates then at 23, he has the same odds as Bardet, but once again, Simon Yates, he doesn't seem like he can drop everyone and then in the final sprint. Why not? He has a chance, so he's an outside option. Quintana, Pool, Store, Rubio, Seinhauser, Verona, Matthias. For sure, it will be once again a fierce fight to get in a breakaway. I expect Fortunato, Bardet, and maybe Quintana, some of these guys to make it. Prudhomme, maybe Stork. But in the end, I think this is a GC day, and in the end, Del Toro, Carapaz, G, Yates, and Pellizzari will be in the mix. I will go with Pellizzari this time, but don't be surprised if any of these top 5 guys win. Egan Bernal, we didn't talk about him. He has high odds, but he just doesn't seem to have it. Probably crashes also got to him, but I'm sure he's going to attack as well. So that is all for this video. Like it if you enjoy my comments about these stages. Have a great day, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the preview of another mountain stage, stage 20. Have a great day, and bye.